You want to poke it?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
I'm seriously thinking about putting everything I got into it.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Sunday. Awesome to see you back on the channel. Yes, that's right, guys. I'm making a video today because I freaking love you guys, and I wouldn't leave you hanging on a Sunday. So having a look at what's going on here, well, there is a little bit of red. I mean, you kind of had to expect this after 2 days of solid green. Plus, we had that massive jump that Bitcoin made the other day. Having a look at the markets, really, we haven't lost that much. We're only down like $500 million from where we were yesterday. Maybe almost $1 billion at this point. But anyway, Bitcoin sitting around $3,652. You will notice that Bitcoin dominance has gone up, small percentage, which means maybe some of those altcoin gains are just kind of finding their way back into Bitcoin, but it's not really too much, just very, very little. XRP, 30 cents, Ethereum, 117, and Litecoin still holding that number 4 position. So if we have a look at the biggest gainers of the day, we have ARK up an incredible 39%, Theta 15%, Quant Network still up again, 14.2% today. Hypercash, Binance, Repo, Chainlink, Basic Attention Token, and Status all doing well today. Now, if we come over here and we have a look at what is going on in the chart right here, you'll notice that we were talking about this yesterday, okay? And the day before, actually. We actually watched it go up live. It was pretty fun. If you guys didn't see the video, it was pretty exciting. But anyway, so we broke through this first resistance right here at around 3,511. Then we hit our second one here, 3,596. We went all the way up to 37 and came back down. Now, as you can see right here, this is holding as quite a really good support right now. We've touched it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we look like we're kind of just like kind of teetering on it for the 7th time. 7 different times we've tried to break down, and every single time we stay above the line. So does this mean that we finally have another bottom and then we're not going to go any lower? No, it does not mean that, but it does mean that currently this support is clearly holding. Now, the one thing though, if we zoom out a bit, you'll notice right here, you can see, can you see this purple line right here? This is sort of my next personal target if we're going up, okay? And this is around $3,771. And the reason that I chose this as the next potential resistance is because it provided this support back here when we had that massive sell-off right here, and boom, as you can see, look at that. We struggled, right? We went sideways and then we fell. So personally, I think that this could be the next level because right back here, even right around January 19th, that was where the wick stopped and pulled back. So those are the levels that I'm looking at, guys. Now, if we do end up falling a little bit lower back into this channel, we might bounce around again like we did over here, or we could do a Bart Simpson and end up all the way back down, way down in the gutter like before. The truth is anything is possible, but zooming out, having a look at the bigger picture, you'll notice we still are in a bit of a downtrend. We can't deny that, but the one thing that kind of gives a little bit of hope right here is the higher lows. As you can see, we had this down here around 31, and then we come up here around 33. So we are having higher lows. That could be something good moving forward. But guys, what do I know about TA? I'm just a guy on the internet, right? Let's talk about what some of these guys say. Now, we have Think Market UK's chief market analyst, and he's been talking about how for the past few weeks, we really haven't seen any significant movement whatsoever. We're stuck in this price range that I showed you before, and basically as long as we stay in this range and we don't break out of it, now he's calling for 4,234, then we may not have much to really be celebrating right now. So you always have to be very realistic. You also have Maine. He's a TA guy, usually on Twitter a lot. He says maybe the low is in, and you know, it's an uptrend from here all the way to the all-time high. Maybe we form a range and go sideways. If you're worried about missing the next bull run because of today, chill. The goal is to catch the majority of the move. Very few people are actually going to time the bottom, okay? Very, very few. So obviously it's a time for accumulation. Even the crypto dog says, I'm not going to lie, it looks bullish, and I relonged same stop. In fact, Saka who is another well-known crypto trader, said that shorting Bitcoin at the $3,300 mark would have been quite risky. And, as you can see, it clearly went up since then. So I also want to talk about this guy right here. Now, he actually wrote the book, Bitcoin Explained Simply, back in 2013. He's actually, you can see right here, TEDx. He did this talk back in 2014. So he's been in the space a while. He knows what he's talking about. So obviously a lot of people are saying crypto winter could turn into crypto nuclear winter, but he doesn't think so. He actually thinks that it's a lot brighter. In fact, I know, I can already hear you guys now, but he's predicting a $250,000 Bitcoin, but he doesn't give a timeline. So, hey, $250,000 Bitcoin, but I'm not giving a timeline. Well, maybe if Bitcoin hits it in 35 years, well, I told you I was right? So just take it with a grain of salt. But anyway, looking on to some other things, he says in 2017 and 2018, it's pretty much just, repeating what we've been saying, that people got really excited. We chased the highs. The media was talking about it. CNBC was telling people to buy Ripple at like 250 or something like that. So yeah, we were getting excited. There was a lot of hype really going on at the time. Also you had Mike Novogratz. He posted this tweet that I actually retweeted. He said, "Don't understand why all the big macro funds out there don't have a 1% position in Bitcoin. Just seems logical, even if you're prone to be a skeptic," right? So that was him. But anyway, getting back to this guy right here, Mark Jeffrey. He goes on to say, "I think we're in a little bit of a dead period right now, but that's not the end of the story." He says, "This is the middle part. This is the second act. The third act is Return of the Jedi, and we're not quite there yet." That's an interesting comparison, Return of the Jedi. Most people actually like, Empire Strikes Back better, which would be part 2. But I'm just being a nerd right now. I don't really care which one you guys like better. I just thought it was an interesting reference. So I also wanted to talk about this article right now. This is called "What We're Missing About Institutional Investment in Crypto Winter." Most people don't give a crap. Fine, you can skip it. I have timestamps below. But this is something that is interesting to be pointed out. When it comes to an individual, right, like, you make a bad trade or something, you kind of just laugh it off like, I lost some money, what are you going to do, right? Well, for these institutions, they have reputations, right? So these guys are worried about having these Bitcoin products, and then all of a sudden, the price just insanely crashes, everybody loses money. And that's a reflection of these custodial solutions, right? So you have to think about that their reputation is on the line, whereas you and I, we made a bad trade, right? So that's just something to just kind of mention. They say that the public nature of their fund performance means that their risk is not just financial, notable, or consistent underperformance will cause their clients to take their money elsewhere. Losses are painful for all, but retail investors can disguise them, right, when chatting with friends. So this tends to make most institutions even more risk adverse than their clients, which makes them even more sensitive to market moods. So expecting institutional investment to defy the prevailing chill and pour investments into the market as soon as the infrastructure is ready, it could be somewhat unrealistic. Scalability is progressing, use cases are evolving, collective brain power, right, is growing exponentially. Regulators around the world are getting their heads around how to protect investors without killing the innovation. But what's more, overall market conditions, not just in crypto, could augur a shift in sentiment. Professional investors know the well-established theory called dogs of the Dow. The worst performing stocks of the previous period stand a good chance of shining in the next one. Makes sense, right? Because you really want to buy what's most red. For me personally, I don't talk a lot about my trades on this channel because it's a lot of responsibility, and if some people follow me and they lose money, but I'll be honest with you, I do look for coins that have had major pullbacks. Like if I'm looking for like a swing trade, unless it's like you can kind of ride the uptrend and you're like certain that there's like a hype train, for the most part, if you're an average investor and you're not day trading or swing trading, it's probably best to just buy a coin as low as you can. Hopefully it's not a shit coin that you believe in, and just sort of wait. Just chill, and that sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. But long story short, speaking of dogs, another factor to consider is the institutional investors, more so than retail users, tend to move as a pack. obviously with notable exceptions. Now, some people don't realize this, but while each thinks of itself as an outlier and hopefully smarter than the rest, the truth is that few are actually brave enough to go against the market sentiment. This means that the wall of institutional money that we hear about may actually be a thing. However, it's quite elusive, okay? Nevertheless, the growing interest in crypto investments on the part of both traditional institutions and focused market participants, even in a bear market, is a sign that sentiment will return at some stage. As Hal Borland wrote, no winter lasts forever, no spring skips its turn. Really cool article, guys. I'll drop this below. Also, this came out from Hester Pierce, Crypto Mom, 2 days ago. Hadn't had a chance to look at this. Regulation, a view from inside the machine. She wrote this this is official, by the way. This is literally on the SEC's website. Very, very long, but I want to scroll down. It's very long. To this little paragraph right here. Let me read it out loud to you, and hopefully you'll understand why. She goes on to say, and this kind of piggybacks on what's going on the other day with the SEC talking about, eventually we're going to see an ETF, right? She says, our interactions with cryptos are not limited to questions about the regulation of token sales and disclosures. Closely linked to the question of whether tokens are securities is the question of how the platforms on which tokens trade should be regulated. Now, some of these platforms want to register with us, and I am eager to make progress on this front. That is important. She says they are willing to register with us, and I am eager. This tells me that she wants to get the ball rolling. We have exchanges that are willing to comply. They want to work with us. These tokens want to register. They want to figure this out. Let's do it, right? There are features of crypto trading platforms that may differ from exchanges or alternative trading systems designed for traditional securities. To identify how regulation may need to change to accommodate these differences, we will need to improve our understanding of how the platforms operate. Now, she continues and says, there's also great interest in ETF type products based on Bitcoin or other cryptos. As I've mentioned in the past, I am concerned that our approach with respect to such products borders on merit-based regulation. Okay, which means that we are substituting our own judgment for that of potential investors in these products, okay? And finally, we rightfully fault investors for jumping blindly at anything labeled crypto, but at times we seem to be equally impulsive in running away from anything labeled crypto, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't just not look at it, because if you close your eyes, right, it'll all just fix itself. No, we have to face this head on. It's here. Bitcoin's not going anywhere. Crypto's not going anywhere. It's only going to grow. You might as well face it head on and figure out what the heck you're doing with it instead of trying to just pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off, right? So she says we owe it to the investors to be careful, but we also owe it to them not to define their investment universe within our preferences. In other words, stifling adoption. It's not our place, right? So there we go. Very long article here. You guys can enjoy that read if you'd like, but that's, pretty much for me, this is really the paragraph that really jumps out. That's the crypto type of paragraph that you're probably most interested in. Now, also talking about other things, you had Fundstrat co-founder and head of research Tom Lee says that the firm has a positive outlook for Bitcoin and crypto throughout 2019. You might remember Tom Lee being the guy that predicted a $25,000 Bitcoin by the end of last year. We all know that didn't happen, but it's okay. The firm's latest crypto report tracks macro, technical, and fundamental reasons that are mostly positive for the year ahead. Here's the chart. I actually have it brought up on the Twitter right here, and you can see they have some of the factors: USD trends, equities, Bitcoin 200-day moving average, institutional investments, fiat crypto on-ramps. Now, 2018, that was a rough year, guys. You can see right here, most of it was negative, not a lot going on. So yeah, 2019 looking a lot more positive for these guys. So scrolling down, what else is going on? Well, obviously he predicted a bull run last year, and what happened was apparently, now this is apparently, I can't actually validate this. So on Wednesday, Fundstrat strategist Robert, I think his name is Slumer, wrote a note to clients saying if Bitcoin were to break below 3,100, that would imply further decline potentially to 2,270, and that's in store. On the flip side, Bitcoin needs to break past, again, another $4,200 call to signal a true turnaround. Now, interestingly enough, if we go over here, Tom Lee says this is fake news. This is not what our firm said. But if we go over to this Bloomberg report and scroll down here, you can see that they're saying that is what he said. So I don't know who's telling the truth here. Tom Lee says no. These guys say yes. Obviously, somebody out there is involved in Fundstrat. Somebody got an email. So maybe if you're watching, I doubt you are, but if you are, let me know. I'd like to see that document. But yeah, I mean, basically that's the situation moving forward from that camp. Now, this guy right here, Bruce Schneier, I think his name is. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's a widely regarded Harvard cryptographer. He just laid into crypto hardcore recently. So you could watch this right here. It's an hour long. I'm not going to go into it, but he basically cites that there are trust issues as the biggest example of cryptocurrency's basic failure. According to him, by the way, this article is called "Cryptocurrency is Honestly Useless." Okay, so just to kind of give you an idea of where we're going with this one. So he basically goes on to say that while it was created to provide a basis for electronic transactions without relying on trust, a critical look at the architecture of blockchain technology will show that it cannot function without trust, which defeats the whole purpose of having an uncontrolled system in the first place. Actually, I have to disagree with him because the whole motto behind Bitcoin, even if you go way back, is don't trust, verify. The whole idea of the Bitcoin blockchain is verification, not trust. You don't trust anything. Nodes verify, and when they all come to consensus, that's when the block, anyway. So he says, this is what he says. He has some points. If your Bitcoin exchange gets hacked, you lose all your money. If Bitcoin wallet gets hacked, you lose all your money. If you forget your login credentials, you lose all your money. If there's a bug in the code of your smart contract, you lose all your money, right? If someone successfully hacks the blockchain security, you guys know, you lose all your money. In many ways, trusting technology is harder than trusting people. Would you rather trust a human legal system or the details of some computer code you don't have the expertise to audit? Okay, I see where he's coming from. He also says that the automated systems cannot be fully trusted and human input will always be better. Adding that blockchain technology is only theoretically trustless. Practically, he says, crypto users still have to trust cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets when they trade or otherwise make transactions. Unsurprisingly, he didn't mention anything about decentralized exchanges, conveniently helping to push his narrative. But at the same time, how about this? How about the fact that I live in the US and I know for a fact that, if they really wanted to, they could take your land. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really own land, you think you do, until martial law or something happens, right? I mean, even my house, you could have a house that's completely paid off, totally paid off 100%, but if you miss taxes, right? They could take your house. Even though you own your house, they could literally take your house. Or what about the fact that the town and the states own portions of your road? I mean, I don't know what the law is by you. It could be different in every town, but I know by us, they can keep taking another 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, right? Well, when does it end, right? So I don't know, man. When it comes to me personally, as far as trusting things, I trust the blockchain. I trust the fact that my Bitcoin cannot be confiscated, You literally, you could put me, you could lock me up and throw away the keys, but you'll never get my Bitcoin if my private keys are up here, if I know the seed phrases, right? So I disagree with this, but you guys can read that article and have a look at that and see how you guys feel about that. But let's talk about some positive news. I mean, the Lightning Network is doing so well. There's the latest data that came out from 1ml.com, and they are saying that in the past 30 days, and you can check out the infographics right here, the number of Lightning nodes is up 14.55%, so we've passed 6,000. The number of channels is 24,647, which is up 27%, and the network capacity is up 15%, now holding 656.94 Bitcoin, as you can see right here. These are all really great things, and if you guys want more information about this, you just got to go here to 1ml.com, and here's the statistics, and you can literally see this all for yourself. That's the beauty of everything being verifiable, right? Now, before we move on, I want to ask you guys a question, because this is something that I like to bring up every once in a while. This Redditor, right, in this legacy post, it says, I'm curious to hear from people that are interested in altcoins, but not in Bitcoin. So this is for people that have don't care about Bitcoin whatsoever. What's your reason? Why would you not purchase Bitcoin? I'm just curious. Why would you not? If you look at all the coins that fell, Bitcoin, with the exception of a few others, maybe only 3 or 4 other coins, really, all the other altcoins got slaughtered. last year. So my question to you is why? And as you scroll down here, a lot of people tend to say it's because they can make better gains, right? I mean, if Bitcoin, 2x's, your coin is probably going to 6x. Right? So people say that more risk, more reward. I just wanted to open up a discussion, and I'm curious, is there anyone watching this channel, maybe you've never even bought Bitcoin? Maybe you've never even cared to buy Bitcoin and you went straight to Ethereum or straight to Litecoin, or I don't, straight to XRP, I guess, even though that's kind of difficult to do. But yeah, let me know, guys, in the comments below. I'm very, very curious. Oh, wait a minute. So how funny is this? I'm not even going to go into this article, but seriously, just put this together, right? Also, shout out to Mike from the Crypto Zombies Telegram for pulling this article up. Trading bots. What are trading bots in general? Are trading bots useful? So I'm not going to go into this, but it's an entire article that basically tries to justify trading bots and talk about they're not as bad as people say they are, right? Well, how funny is it that this is coming out from Exmo? Who is Exmo? Well, if you guys watched my video the other day on the one Black Swan event that could potentially destroy crypto, well, they are one of the exchanges. Quadriga CX, Coinapult, Sex.io, and Exmo, and recently removed Bitfinex. So Exmo puts out a thing 2 days ago on trading bots. Wash trading much, guys? I mean, it's just all these different things are just tying together so strangely. So, one thing everyone's asking about. So tomorrow is the BitTorrent airdrop. Everyone's excited, right? All right, so what's the deal with this? Well, it says when the Tron blockchain reaches a block height of 6.6 million, so it's not based on time, it's based on height. You guys can come over here to Tron Scan, which this is always a very slow loading website. I don't know why this, out of all the websites, there we go. It's very slow. Okay, so you can see right here, we're very close. We're at 6572010. We need to be at 66, okay? So basically, they say that the first 12 airdrops will each distribute 990 million BTT tokens. Holders of TRX will receive 0.11 BTT next week, according to Binance. So, what should you do? Should you run out and buy Tron? Am I buying Tron? No. Here's my reason, okay? Now, if we go to CoinMarketCap, let's see if Tron's up a little bit. Okay, so Tron is going up. Now, basically what's probably going to happen is there's going to be a little bit of a run-up. Now, a lot of people like to buy the rumor, sell the news, okay? In this case, you're not really buying a rumor, you know it's happening, but you'll see the price start to go up, and then just before the snapshot is taken, people will sell. All right. Now, why will they do this? Well, to be completely honest with you, you can probably make more money buying into this, anticipating the run up, than you actually will on the token drops. Now, does this mean that Tron is going to pump? I don't know, because if anybody's done the math on this, it is not worth it. And let me just show you real quick. And I'm going to use a really big number. I'm not bashing this. I'm just showing you guys why, if you are currently not holding Tron, it may not be worth buying Tron. If you are holding Tron, then yeah, just keep holding it. I mean, obviously you believe in it. But let's just take the calculator, okay? Let's assume that I have $10,000 worth of Tron, because I want to take a nice big number here and really show you. So if I have $10,000 worth of Tron divided by the current price of Tron, which is, let's just round it up to 0.026, just to make it kind of a round number, okay? So divide this by actually, let's just use the real number, 0.02581, okay? So if you had $10,000 worth of Tron, you would have 387,446 TRX tokens. Now, you're going to be airdropped 0.11 per token. So you take this number and you multiply it by 0.11, right? So that gives us 42,619 BTT tokens that you would be airdropped. Now keep in mind, this is if you have $10,000 worth of TRX tokens. Now, what's the current price of BitTorrent token? Oh, it's up today a little bit, but okay, so multiply 42,619 that you're going to get airdropped, multiply that by the current price, which is 0.000848. $36. So if you have $10,000 worth of Tron, you're going to get $36 worth of BitTorrent. I don't know. I rest my case on this one. I'm definitely not buying into the pump. So anyway, moving on, guys. I want to talk about Center. Let's talk about some coin news now. That, guys, it's my opinion. If you want to buy in, buy in. Don't throw stones at me. To me, it doesn't financially seem worth it if you're not invested in Tron. If you are invested in Tron, great. It's free money. If you're not, I don't really see the point in it. Okay, Center, a coin venture of Coinbase and Circle, celebrated their milestone of $5.5 billion worth of transactions using their USDC stablecoin in effort to detail why USDC has grown so quickly and why it's become the preferred option for many across the crypto ecosystem. Center underlined support from major exchanges as well as adoption from over-the-counter trading desks. And yeah, they say in the long run, there's a significant opportunity for the application of USDC in lending, commerce, global remittances, etc. Personally, I prefer USDC over Tether. I do. I don't like the Tether situation. I'm not a fan of it. If I have to use Tether like super quick, I will. But if I can use USDC, I will prefer this over that because, it sounds crazy, but I do sort of trust these like US based things a little bit, unfortunately, even though they might be a little over regulated at times. I just know damn well, look at all this stuff that's going on with Quadriga CX right now. If Circle or Coinbase ever had an issue, they would pretty much be forced to repay their investors. There'd really be no way around it, right? So that's just that moving forward. Also, guys, if you didn't check out this, live stream that Charles Hoskinson did from Cardano, basically there's been a lot of people complaining about this peer review process, saying it just takes way too long. You guys aren't getting anything done. Come on, you got other projects that are getting all this stuff done. Why are you still going through these peer review processes? Well, he basically goes in and explains in a nutshell, yes, it may take longer, but down the road, you'll appreciate it because you're not going to have to deal with all this overlooked unexpected, bugs or whatever. So check this out. It's actually a relatively short one, 20 minutes. Usually he goes on for like an hour and a half. So I'll drop that below if you guys haven't seen it. Also want to talk about not only Lightning Network for Bitcoin, but also Lightning Network for Litecoin as well. You see CoinGate, one of the largest crypto payment gateways. They've handled transactions for over 4,500 merchants. They've been exploring integrating Lightning Network payments on its platform. Now the initial test period with merchant partner Surfshark, a VPN provider, has been completed, and they've finally enabled Litecoin Lightning Network support to all of their merchants and partners. This is great news. Despite being significantly smaller, due to the greater on-chain capacity and fewer user-friendly mobile methods, the Litecoin Lightning Network has continued to slowly grow. Almost 1,000 active channels, 150% increase, along with a 200% capacity increase in part due to the recent 30% price rise of Litecoin. So a lot of good things are happening in the background. Also, just quick XRP news. We had another really large transaction. Actually, we had two of them. The two transfers came out to about $15.3 million worth of Ripple. And as you guys can expect, look at the cost, 12 drops. So, we're talking fractions of a penny, maybe a penny here. So there you go. That's how you do it. Also, Dash has formally applied to be listed on Coinbase. The Dash Core Group confirmed that they had submitted an application featuring a very robust set of information on behalf of the Dash network in its entirety. So we'll see. It's a possibility. We have to see what Coinbase does, but that is something to look forward to in the background. Now, here's a funny story that caught me off guard when I first read it. So, look, Bitcoin and various altcoins now accepted by H&M distributors. Now, I instantly thought it was the clothing, place, right? So, no, it's not. It turns out that it's actually H&M distributors. They deal in cost-effective lighting. Not as exciting, right? But anyway, it says that H&M distributors will use the cryptocurrency e-commerce platform Champion to facilitate purchases. And they say after more than 20 years in the business, we consider ourselves experts in specialty lighting. Accepting crypto payments allows us to share that expertise with even more clients by removing many of the barriers that made it difficult to sell internationally before. What sold us was the settlement system, which allows us to convert crypto payments to USD right away. Also, Voyager Digital, a crypto assets broker for both retail and institutional investors, has announced the completion of a deal with UC Resources aimed at making it possible for Voyager to become public trading on the TSX Venture Exchange in Canada. Good, because you guys need some good news in Canada after what's been going on with Quadriga. Now, also, we're talking about more Bitcoin ATMs. This time we have them coming out of Filipino media. So the Union Bank of the Philippines, a banking giant, has now launched some crypto ATMs. Per the statement, they've launched their first two-way ATM earlier this week, allowing customers to purchase. You guys know how an ATM works. So it says the Manila headquartered institution, which has over 300 branches smattered across policies and the countryside, remarked in the bank's continued quest to cater to evolving needs and tastes of customers, including clients who use virtual currency, the ATM will provide these clients an alternative channel to convert their pesos to virtual currency, and vice versa. No report indicates that the Union Bank has plans to inaugurate more than a few Bitcoin-friendly ATMs at the moment, but this is good news moving forward. Now, talking about a country that's been really not very friendly to crypto has, or at least they're not being very clear, is, India. So basically, if we look over here, it says the committee who's tasked with drafting cryptocurrency regulations in India is led by leading bureaucrat and economic affairs secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Subhash Chandra Garg. I might have said his name wrong. The committee was initially set up in 2017 with Garg at the helm and is now closer than ever to finally releasing its crypto regulatory framework. Insiders are claiming that the panel is extremely concerned that by allowing crypto payments, it would dramatically affect the price of their national currency, the rupee. An anonymous representative of the nation's crypto ecosystem reportedly met with the committee recently and has now aired the concerns of the ministers by saying if Bitcoin and other digital currencies are going to be allowed to be used for payments, then whether it will end up destabilizing the fiat currency is a major concern for them. It must be very frustrating for Indian cryptocurrency people in the community to hear more reasons why officials are still dragging their feet in regards to the long-awaited crypto regulations. The anonymous representative also said the overall impact on the financial ecosystem that is likely to have due to this is still unclear, and it has been a challenge to convince them on this particular point. So I really do feel for everybody over in India. I hope that they figure this out really soon. I mean, it's kind of like missing out on a great opportunity here. And finally, I want to end on a little bit of a positive note. In numerous Mozilla bug tickets lately, they're saying that they're getting closer to adding crypto mining and fingerprinting blocking to their Firefox browser. Now, you're probably like, well, who cares? Just use Brave or something like that. Well, let's be real. Some people aren't going to switch to Brave, right? Some people are really comfortable. Some people, like using Mozilla. So bringing these features, these protections are going to be a lot better. So it looks like they had promised this update in Firefox 63. We're at 65. We still don't have it yet, but a series of Mozilla bug updates tell us that these features look like they're actually coming soon. So when they are enabled, the crypto miners and fingerprint status will be displayed in the control center of the site that you're visiting, and clicking on either crypto miners or fingerprints in the site's control center will bring you to their associated subpanels. From here, you'll be able to see all of the sites currently being detected, et cetera, et cetera. And, it's not really known when they're going to do this live, but at least part of it has begun. We might be able to see this in an upcoming version, but I think that's good news moving forward. And finally, ending on a note, I just want to talk about Jake Chervinsky. He's our crypto-friendly lawyer. He says it's February 2019 and the crypto markets still feature unregistered securities on unregulated exchanges, no qualified custodians, no ETFs, plenty of hackers, Ponzi schemes, exit scams, market manipulation. We have a long way to go before crypto is ready for prime time, and the reason that I'm bringing this to you is once again to remind you just how early we all are. If you stuck it out to the end of the video, congratulations. And if you're even watching this video, you have no idea the opportunity that you have. Or maybe you do. You probably do. You're a smart person. That's why you're watching these videos, right? So that being said, I want to say thank you so much again for coming back to the channel. You guys are awesome. It is Sunday, man. Chill out, relax. Before we go, just a friendly reminder, guys, we are doing our Pivx giveaway. You can scan the code right here. I'll wait. Okay, or you could just, I'll drop the link below, and this is on the Blockchain Brief website. And finally, thank you again to everyone supporting the channel, using the referral links, and keeping yourself safe by, purchasing a Ledger Nano. I really appreciate that, guys, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. I hope you had a great weekend. Yes, we're having a little bit of red today. Look, we're going back up again. I told you, guys, this is the line of resistance here. I mean, could we drop? But, wow, that's crazy. Anyway, that being said, you guys rule, but no hopium, obviously take everything with a grain of salt, not financial advice. You guys know the drill. You guys rule. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting. If for some reason you haven't been getting updates, I've been hearing from some people in the comments that the bell notification, so one person said that they even got unsubscribed from me and they didn't do it. So just double check your settings if you guys want. And yeah, that's it for me today, guys. It's the weekend. I'm trying to enjoy the rest of today. You should too. Turn off the crypto videos. Go spend time with friends and family. Enjoy the rest of your day. And that being said, I am done. My name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.